Hi, my name is Brittany, and I'm here to doing a vlog, fixing my hair and getting out of my face. It's the first segment that I've done for, I guess, public consumption on YouTube, and I'm hopeful that it will not only help me in some way, but help you in some way. And there's probably a million ways to start. I don't know how old you think I am, but however old you think I am, I don't know, I'm not gonna say. I just, when you're transgender, you make the most out of whatever you have, and just like any female will tell you, you work what you got. And you know, whatever I didn't like, I have been trying to fix through exercise and eating right and making good decisions, staying away from alcohol and stuff like that. Being on hormones doesn't mix well with drinking. I mean, you can drink a little bit, but you gotta be smart because hormones are serious business. And that'll be food for thought for another video. Like I said, there's a million places to start this. I would just tell you that one thing to consider is what other people may say to you, and what their reaction is when you set foot out in public. And there are girls out there who have all kinds of surgeries and they are still lacking confidence. And they have as much problem going out in public as someone who has had no surgery, is not even on hormones, but just has the swagger in her walk and talks the talk. And well, you know, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. And if you want to have everyone think you're a woman, you have to act like one, and you have to look like one. It's not about how big your boobs are. It's not about how long your nails are. It's certainly not anything to do with heels or high heels. Or you just have to look feminine, and you have to look put together. And you know, women are polished. They don't look rough. It's, you know, men tend to get up and they go out looking like they did when they just woke up. Some don't. But you know, here's the deal: when you come across someone who is looking to, shall we say, stick the knife between your ribs, and they're trying to get to you, they're trying to dig. There's a million ways to say this, but they want to get a rise out of you. They want to get you upset, or they're just staring at you because they're curious. You know, never confuse the fact that just because we walk as humans on two legs and we can talk, that we're intelligent. It's just, it's you don't get both. Not necessarily. So there are a lot of dopey people out there who are going to look at you, and they may not know what the hell you are. If you're a male, biological male, and you're intent on living the rest of your life as a female, keep in mind the following. There are some people out there who don't know anything about what a transgender person is, what a transsexual is, that it's even possible. And this is my first video. I'll just tell you from experience, having seen it on the streets of Manhattan. You fool the wrong guy, and you may not live another day. Or you may live, but you may not live looking like you did that morning ever again. So be careful who you try to fool. Guys don't like to be fooled. Anyway, you know, the thing is that people are going to walk by you and they're going to treat you like you're a zoo exhibit, and to them you are. You know, there's 7 billion people on this planet. They all have problems. Every single one of them. It doesn't matter. Money, social status, where they live, none of it. They've got some kind of issues, and they're thinking about that stuff, and then they run into you, and they shift gears, and they are now thinking about you. You are the entertainment of the moment. And if you could just keep in mind the fact that as soon as you leave, they're going to go back to whatever bucket of misery they were dealing with before they saw you. You're just a distraction. Their opinion is irrelevant. By and large, anything you say or they say or do ever will never be known past 50 or 100 years after your death. It's irrelevant. It's all irrelevant. Truth be told, we're all pretty much irrelevant. The universe doesn't care. And so, while you're here, and while you have a physical presence, and you're walking around the planet, do whatever you want, be whatever you want. Don't let people tell you you're doing the wrong thing, or it's a religious sin or something like that, because that's how they view it. That's not how you view it. And you're the only one they're going to put in the pine box when they bury you. So it's your life, it's your choice. What you do is up to you. You can be nice about what you tell your loved ones and your friends, or even people that don't fall in those two categories, like your boss or something. You know, I'm gonna run into that, and it is what it is. And just know what you want, know what you are. Realize that you didn't get to this point without a lot of hard thought, and that just because they don't like it doesn't mean anything's going to change. It's not. Nothing's going to change. Your friends may ask you to explain it, and I would take some time and figure out an elegant way to explain it to them. You know, I think the simplest explanation for transgender is I was born as this physically, but what's in my head doesn't match. And my goal is to line up what's in my head with what is physical, or to say it more precisely, to line up what's physical with what's in my head. You want to look like how you feel. So that's how I would tell them. And, you know, it's going to be rough, because no one on the planet has to deal with this. And there's nothing wrong with you, per se. You know, you just went through a series of, we'll say, chemical circumstances during pregnancy, perhaps. No one really knows exactly what triggers transgender or anything. I mean, there are all kinds of studies, and I'm going to save that hearsay, because there's no evidence proven, for someone else to discuss. God, when I was growing up, I used to go like through waves of I'm transgender, and then I would go through waves of denial, and it would just come around like a freaking category 5 twister, or whatever, however you rate them, a Fujita 5 twister, and it just like the twister, it tore me apart. I found out I'm much older, and I'm not going to say exactly how old, it doesn't matter, but I'll tell you this. Recently, my mother says to me, "Oh, by the way, your father used to think you were gay." Dad passed away in 1991, God bless him, God rest his soul. I was scared to death of him. Had I not been, I probably would have transitioned a lot sooner. And in some ways, I regret that. In some ways, it's the way it is, man. You know, there's more. I don't need to stick it all in one video. There's not the time to do so. I'll just tell you, whether you are 14, whether you are 16, whether you are 19, or whether you somehow got on this thing and you're not even, there's not even 2 digits assigned to your age. If you're young, don't be afraid of your parents. If it's not your parents, it should be someone within your school who, like a counselor or something like that, because in a lot of metropolitan areas there are transgender schools, you know, which are gay and lesbian and transgender friendly. And I'd only tell you in summary on this video, because I'm getting close, is that whatever you do, don't think that, so 2 things. 1, don't put aside education for this. It's not worth it. If anything, if you had to make a choice, get the education, because if you can't make money, you're not getting any surgeries. And if you're a biological male going to female, don't count on men to pay for anything. And you're not going to sell your ass successfully to make so much money. If you have any clue about how much that stuff costs, about $110,000 is that's not a crazy number, believe it or not. Even say 75 grand. It depends who you are and what you look like and all that stuff. You know, so just count on yourself, get the education, and you can do both. You can do both same time. You know, different states, different rules on when you can start doing hormones. I'm not going to comment on you should defy your parents, or you should do this, or you should do that. I would just tell you to get educated on what hormones do, and we can talk about that later in another video, and we will. And these will be as informative as possible. If you're reasonably sure, and no one's definitely sure about anything, there's only 2 things you'll ever be able to say de facto, it's going to happen. Night follows day, and you're going to pay your taxes. That's pretty much a given. And you came out head first, and they're going to take you away feet first, which means at some point you're going to die. Those are your only guarantees in life and death. Aside from that, everything else is strictly probability and chance. And it's dependent on you as to how high those chances and probabilities are. You can do it. You can have it all. You know, don't let anyone tell you can't have this. Don't let your wife to tell you. Don't let your parents tell you. Don't let someone who may have religious influence on you tell you, or I don't know, your friends or whatever I didn't tell you yet. You know, just like, it's your choice. But it's not an easy life. It is a difficult life, and you have to have rock solid courage. You have to be thick-skinned like a rhino. You know, you can use any metaphor you want. You know, you're going to hear stuff from people because they just don't get it, and they're uncomfortable. Even biological women are uncomfortable because you might be in the ladies' room eventually, and you know that's a man, and you know they don't all get it. It depends how they were raised, but you can educate them to a point. So think about all the stuff I said, and until next time, you know, just remember, don't ever put aside your dreams for anyone, and whether it's transgender or anything else, or what you want to do in life, you know, you can have it all. You can be an archaeologist and you can be transgender. You can be transgender and you can, you know, work for the government, you know, in security or something. Okay, so Have a great night, or a great day, depending on where you are. Bye.